right, this is our kind of our first podcast.
Wait, we've
I
done.
thought it's like our third one.
Yeah, it's like number
No,
3.
well, why is this the real one? It's because we know that this is going to be a podcast. And it's
Oh,
also,
that's right. The other
yes.
ones we recorded as videos, and
Yes.
like, what happened to it?
Yeah.
You just kept it in your pocket
I did.
forever.
What's different about this is you're going to be able to download this, but when you download this is going to be a lot longer than the video that you're watching on YouTube. It's going to be more of a kind of a almost uncut version.
This is going to have better stuff.
No, it's going to be
Or
this,
worse.
Well, maybe worse.
Well, no, you
we'll
would
see.
keep the good stuff and put that in the video too.
Yeah, no, but there's going to be good stuff that is not going to be in the video. This is going to be one of the first times that we're putting out content that you can only get on iTunes.
So we're holding back.
Well, we're not holding
I'm going
back.
to throw it out
Sounds
there.
like we're holding back.
Isn't that good? Don't we want people to download this because it helps us and it gives
what
them more
content
incentive?
you're gonna cut out?
I have segments here.
Awesome.
Okay, I mean
yeah.
a couple of little segments. One of the first one's advice and more.
Advice and more.
Perfect. That we're going to recycle
We'll use that for every episode from now on.
There's a question that somebody asked for advice for you, and then there's a couple other
They
things
can't
that
see you pointing.
I thought just were funny. You, Neebs.
This is audio. It's a whole new world, Simon. They can't see anything.
We never deal with just audio.
Yeah.
We're starting off you shitting on me already.
Yeah.
No,
We're
that
starting
wasn't-
off you grumpy already.
What did you expect?
All right, so I got a segment here, and this is going to be advice and more. Okay, so react to it as if you haven't heard it.
Oh,
ooh.
wow.
yeah, I
like
Advice
advice
and more.
and
Advice and more. Isn't
What
that
could be
really
more?
good?
I wonder what this more is.
Yeah, well, it's basically commenting on comments, but a miniature version of it.
Okay.
And advice? That's new.
Yeah. Well, advice is new because Unbroken Oath says, I just broke up with my girlfriend of 2 years. She said she didn't have feelings for me anymore, but
Yeah.
still wants to be friends.
Yeah.
Should he still talk to her like a friend or just cut off communication? Neebs.
Still talk.
No, it depends on
Yep.
a lot.
Well,
There's variables here.
There-
well,
That's
tell
true.
us,
So-
Dallas.
well,
What's,
tell- yeah.
what's your insight on this?
If the talking thing, if keeping you there in this like new friend zone where it wasn't that way to begin with, is more of a manipulation. Like if it
Like on the
hurts him,
burner.
yes.
Got him on the burner.
Yeah, it seems
Possibly.
like she's trying out
If
new
you're
options.
easily manipulated, then yeah, cut it off. But
Well,
look,
no, it
just
seems
go
like
in and
he's-
say, look, we're friends now, baby.
No.
You just jumped off the party wagon.
Yeah, well, it'd be nice to look at it that way, but a lot of people can't.
That's a good way to look at it if you're okay with it. But if you've got a lot of feelings still,
Yeah, which
and
he
you've got
does.
your heart broken, then you might need to say, you know what, I'm going to distance myself for
Yeah.
a bit because I don't want to
It
get
feels
false
like she's
hope.
putting him on the dangler tip. She's dangling him to see if something else works. It's what it feels like.
Well, maybe she just wants to be friends, though. Anyway,
but
Thick,
no,
Thick has
no,
his
it-
hand raised. People can't see it, but he does.
Yeah, I'm going to read between the lines on this, and that is just a comment that she is saying to be nice. Just move on, find a new gal,
Yep.
and do
I've
your
had
thing.
plenty of ex-girlfriends that remained friends, and I valued their friendship.
Some people can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, buddy, she's not interested in your dick. Move on.
All right, that's cool. So anyway, you got a whole bunch of different stuff there, but it was good. We all kind of gave advice
That was
there.
nice, yeah.
And that was
Yeah.
nice. Advice and more.
Is that over? Is
No.
that segment over
No,
already?
no, more. No.
You can't wrap it up
Yeah.
like the
Well,
song.
but I wanted to
Yeah, the
sing.
song is-
I wanted to sing it, though. It was very
It's
nice.
an advice sandwich.
Yeah, wait, is the
Glad we
song
helped
in
all those
between
person there.
one?
That song can get old if we do it after every
Yeah,
comment.
well, it was
Yeah.
old from the start.
Even when it
That's
was
my
new.
fault.
So this comment was on how to talk to girls. That was what you did, Thick?
Yeah.
And Fire Guy says, until I saw this video, I was a lonely man struggling to meet women. I tried everything from elaborate mating dances to fighting other males to establish dominance. After seeing this, I went to a bar and following your advice, I met the woman of my dreams, thanks Neebs Crew. And you go, yeah, it's great.
Hey.
Look at that.
And then all of a sudden, Crucifix is like calling bullshit. Crucifix says,
in
this
the
came
reply.
out. This came out 2 hours ago. I call BS. Plus, it's like 2 p.m. on Tuesday. You don't meet the woman of your dreams at a bar at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Deduction.
Okay,
That- and that's
but that's bullshit right off the bat
Which
because it's
part?
different times all over the world.
right.
True.
We don't know where the time is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, and then Mr. 850 Man came to Fire Guy's rescue and says, I am the woman of his dreams, and I can confirm. He asked me if I liked the Jets, and if I wanted to meet at the back of Denny's, 10 out of 10 would fall in love again.
Yay!
Look what we did.
Confirmed.
Advice and more.
That was the more. But there's more. There's even
It
more.
can't
Neebs.
be.
No, there
the
is.
ending
Stop
music
it.
has happened twice now.
I'd have it every time. We'll see. Question.
What?
This is a question from Zion the Wanderer and says, Hey Neebs, crew, I will always love your channel, but it seems like you guys only play Battlefield, Ark, Scrap Mechanic, and GTA.
I read this the other day.
I understand Battlefield because that's your thing, but what happened to Neebs Talks or Any other ideas?
Just did one like 3 weeks ago.
we did.
Maybe we should do like a Bug Fest video.
Oh, like
Yeah.
live action.
Yeah.
I'll eat bugs at some point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe how to talk to women.
We didn't really give any advice. Well, I guess that falls under more.
More.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's only one advice thing, because believe it or not, like I looked for a whole 30 minutes and I only found one question asking advice.
Right.
This segment
So-
is now called More.
No, there was advice. There was advice. All right, will we ever meet? There's another question. Ritsu Tanaka says, hey, Uncle Duralius, is there even a small chance that I can get to meet you guys one day? I live in NC, so maybe live, and it would be so cool to hang with you guys and, you know, the Neebs and the whole crew.
Why is this question directed at me
Because,
alone?
because
Which video was
Bugfest
it?
what video is this
That's
on?
probably from the Bugfest video.
what
I
video?
imagine.
it doesn't matter.
It does.
Of course
That's not
it
a matter.
matters.
It does
Yeah.
matter.
It makes
like-
a big deal.
Yeah.
He just asked you.
You told us that it was
Why
your
is it
video. You
him?
pulled
It
the
was
other
the
one
bug
from.
eating video.
He's
I
been-
knew that.
That
I
makes
was just
sense
holding
then.
back.
That
Yep.
was a video about Duralius eating bugs.
It was.
What's the first name here?
Ritsu.
We'd love to meet you, Ritsu.
We'd love to go dancing, Ritsu.
Oh, wow. Look at you. That was worth it just for that. Thank God I
Puns
read
and
that.
more.
Nick's face looked like he was sticking his hand into a bowl of slime when he said that.
It did, no, it hurt as it came out.
It hurt and felt
It
good.
clearly hurt.
Fetal unicorn.
Fatal
Fatal.
unicorn.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
difference.
It's a
so
really
much
big
better.
difference.
I like
Fetal is better.
Fetal
Yeah.
unicorn is a
That
wonderful
makes me
name.
think.
Yeah, it does.
How
Unicorn.
much does that hurt when
Yeah.
a mother unicorn carries that little guy?
No, the horn grows.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it
that was
doesn't, it
later.
doesn't
Like
come out
when,
on it.
when the baby's
Yes.
I
born.
don't know anything about horn
It's
animals.
like a little wiggly kind of gelish nub.
Oh, like
Yeah,
a
when it
horse
comes
feet.
out.
Oh,
Yep.
don't even talk about
Horse
that.
feet.
Yep.
I've been
Baby
trying to.
horse feet.
Horse feet are weird, right?
Unsee it
You
for
showed a picture.
years.
Oh, yeah, those
God.
are gross.
And that's
Yikes.
how the unicorn baby nub starts.
Oh, God.
Horse feet look like hermit crabs when they
I
come
mean, it
out.
only makes sense, guys.
Well, Fatal Unicorn says, I'm here because of Zylbrad. So I saw this and went, who's that? That's interesting.
He was one of the Australian guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
that we were at a capture event
He wore the hat.
in L.A.
I
Yeah.
shot him a bunch with my sniper gun.
And he's got this video. The first minute of it is of him trolling me during this fucking event. And I remember distinctly,
Oh, it was
like,
that
what the
guy.
fuck is this guy doing? This guy's hitting me and shooting me. He's on my team. Then he sets himself on fire and he's running around. And I was very annoyed. But anyway, he was a very nice guy.
I saw the video. That was good.
Yeah,
Was
no,
it?
it's fun
I
video.
did
Yeah.
enjoy the video, yes.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
You should watch it.
I will watch it. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
But he was a nice guy.
And he's a nice guy, yeah.
Yeah.
So that is one of the mores. And is there
Do we have
anything
any-
else?
Do we have any advice? We gave
Dude,
advice.
one advice. How many times do I have to say? I
Yeah.
have one advice comment, and then the rest was more.
I
So
enjoy
just
advice more than the
one.
more.
It should be more in advice.
More's a
You
blanket.
put the big
Yeah.
word
Word
up
in
front. Yeah.
About to take a break.
Simon, you take a break. We'll finish this podcast.
We'll
like,
be
I need-
back in
I need
5
drugs.
minutes after a word from our sponsor.
So, gaming news.
oh,
Gaming news.
Nope, no thanks.
What?
We
Gaming.
game every day. It's like work. Let's talk about other stuff.
Vic, I want you to read this.
This is gaming news with Neebs Gaming.
and more.
Yes, and more. Very nice. So anyway, what's the new? Well, there's one big news thing. Red Dead 2 is confirmed. At least I think that's big enough to talk about.
That's huge news.
That came out.
Yeah. Well, okay. I love how excited you are about
No,
this.
I
But
am.
yeah,
I'm-
it came out.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm super excited about the game. But
Yeah.
it's not going to release until what, fall of 2017? And that's if they manage to hit that date, which it's Rockstar. It'll be pushed to 2018.
And what's
most
weird,
likely.
this one's takes place in the future.
What are the chances it will be a survival game this time?
Probably very low. I imagine it's going to be very similar to the first one, a third-person action game, much
I'd like it to
Grand
be a
Theft
survival.
Auto.
It's going to be a puzzle game.
No, listen, I think that'd be cool. Like, having to build your own house out in the wilderness and hunt and survive would be a cool game. Wouldn't feel like Red Dead Redemption.
And that trailer wasn't really much of a trailer, but at
No,
least
it
it
was
was
a teaser.
something. I know it's a teaser.
One thing I saw in the trailer that was interesting that the first game didn't have, it looks like the wildlife interacts more with each other. I think I saw a coyote come out of the woods and grab a rabbit.
So they went to like a Far Cry level because Far
Yeah.
Cry animals interact with each other all fucking day long.
Yeah, I think there was in one scene where like vultures were pecking on a dog or a dead animal.
Yeah.
So like I wonder, is there some sort of decaying system? Is there a little bit more of an ecosystem? I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
Well, it's just attention to detail. I mean, that's what the first Red Dead had in droves.
Well, here's what we know about Rockstar is that they know how to make games right.
They're pretty good at it.
So I trust whatever they're going to do.
I heard they're going bankrupt, though.
No, they're making some bad decisions.
So that was really the only news that I had. But then you talked about when you came in, you don't have many details on it, but the Nintendo.
Yeah, we watched
has
the
a new
trailer
thing.
a second ago.
Yeah.
The new Nintendo Switch
Oh.
is their new system. You can use it on your television, but then like, oh, you're taking a plane trip out to Los Angeles. You can take it with you. It'll like the controllers will pop off of the controller and they'll hook up onto like a tablet. And then now you can just take your Nintendo with you. It's cartridge based.
Inspired by Wii U, I'm sure.
To me, the most interesting thing with that one was they're getting off of the disc format. They're going back to cartridges.
The most interesting thing to me was that the commercial encourages people to ignore their
Right.
responsibilities.
Right. Now you could do it anywhere.
Yeah, ignore your dog.
Yeah, the guy, his dog's begging him to go walk outside. The guy takes his dog to a park, and then he sits down to play video
What a
games.
shithead.
I'm like,
Yep.
play with a fucking dog!
His neighbors are all having a cookout, and the ladies in there playing the game. They're like, "Come over," and she's like, "Got to grab the thing and bring it over." It's like, just come over and talk.
Yeah,
with
just
your
you.
mouth.
That's a horrible
Yeah, you-
angle to take on an ad.
It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I mean, I get it for the plane. That made sense. Oh,
plane
you're
makes perfect
You're
sense.
going on a big trip. You want to take your Nintendo games with you. Great. Like,
Social
that's awesome.
situations or animal neglect? No,
Yeah,
that
no.
The fucked
angle
up
is...
thing is that guy was on the plane. His dog was still in the park. He fucking left it there.
Yeah.
Wow.
It
Wow.
was sad.
Yep, the scene where the med student is playing the game in the back of the lecture hall.
Well, that's news.
Yeah, it's a new console from Nintendo, so we'll see.
All right. So anyway, I have a segment. Hopefully, I know Neebs is gonna like this because I mentioned it to him. Okay, and it's called "What You Watching."
What you watching?
Yeah. So what are you watching? I know everyone's watching something.
On TV or
Yeah.
Netflix or
Anything.
HBO?
I didn't want to anything that you're watching.
I've been watching South Park. Their new season's out. Been enjoying that. Season 20, I believe.
Wow.
Wow.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And they're getting better too, aren't they?
Well, they kind of switched formats. Like now the format of South Park is much more linear than it used to be. Like it used to be, each episode was kind of its own contained thing. But now it's like you have to watch this entire season to understand what's going on.
They're probably just getting, creatively bored in
Yeah, they
certain
may have.
ways.
They're like, we want to set up bigger plot lines, bigger
Sure.
arcs. Yeah, I can understand it from a writer perspective how they wanted to mix it up. So,
Yeah.
and I'm happy they're doing it because it's made the show a little bit more interesting to me.
So when did that start? How many seasons ago? Just
That was
this
like,
season?
I feel like 3 seasons ago was the first time they did it.
I should start watching that again.
To me, you have sort of a trade-off because you do still miss those, wow, this one episode was great and I can show it to my friends. Like, you don't have that anymore. It's almost like a little miniature movie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Neebs, what you watching?
Well, right now I'm watching Narcos season 1 for the second time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because there's a lot of Spanish in that show. So I'm watching it with just Spanish subtitles.
Because you're learning and doing good. Because you want to improve yourself and be a better person and shove it in people's
And
faces.
I like that.
Yep.
I like that technique because you roughly know what's going on even more since you already watched it.
Yep,
So
true.
you can kind of like tie that to some words you may be lacking.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good idea.
And not to mention the fact that Narcos is an awesome show, even if you're lazy like me and you don't want to learn another language.
It's a great show, and I'm looking forward to season 2, which you may have seen already.
I finished it. I'm done.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, he's dead.
Well, I read the book. I read the book Killing Pablo years ago.
He's so likable. That's
in the
what's
movie,
great. He's so likable.
in the show he is.
Yeah.
But man,
Seeing it from that
you
perspective is
kind
what
of
makes that
likable
show.
in the beginning, but as the series goes, you're just like, no good person would do this stuff.
Oh no, he's awful. But in the meantime, I still feel bad for him. And there's that like 10% of me is like, oh, Pablo.
Aw, a little bit of
my
empathy
baby
in there.
boy.
Aw.
What you watching?
What you
Vic?
watching?
I did just finish the latest season of New Girl on Netflix.
You love New Girl.
That's a fun show, man.
You love it. You'll always
It
come
is.
in and say, Neebs, I remember this thing with Smitty, and that's what you
and
do
we laugh
like
because
every
it's,
week.
Yeah, it's
You guys
fun.
laugh at it?
Yeah, no, I like the show too.
Yeah, it's a fun show.
And I think that she's hot. I know that she's not the stereotypical hot, but I love that actress. I always forget her
Yeah,
name.
we have a difference of
Zoe
opinion there.
Deschanel.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
she's smoking
I
hot.
don't think she's hot at all.
Yep. Neebs, do you
Weird
find her
eyes.
attractive?
Yeah, I find her to be like the smart, sweet type of attractive.
Yeah.
Absho's just shaking his head.
Nope, he's like, no, I want the dirty whore.
Nope.
Yeah,
I don't know. She just does not. I don't know why. She just
Well,
doesn't do
here
it for
I
me.
think I agree with Neebs.
Let's nip this in the bud. If you were to say this is the actress I think is the hottest,
Jennifer Lawrence.
not you. I'm talking
Oh.
Absro. We need to
Say
know
Jennifer
what's,
Lawrence.
what's
I
in
don't know,
Abstra's
man.
mind. And she is. Man,
Yes, God, I
Can't hit me with something like that. I gotta
Why?
have time to think about
No,
it.
I mean, but it doesn't have to be like the one. I'm just saying, give us an example of what you think a
An
hot
actress that I
Super
think
hot.
is like hot.
He's thinking about dicks right now.
yeah, he is.
Yeah, the dicks aren't making their way in.
Everything that's coming
It
in
made
is
it
like,
worse. You're like they were on their
No.
way out, and then you said dicks, and now they're wiggling their way back into my brain.
I'm just flapping in there.
Remember us, Abstro?
It's us, we're coming back.
You're thinking about something besides us.
No answer on that one? I really thought there'd be an answer. Everybody
See, I don't
wants
want-
one now,
see,
too.
I'm just thinking about actresses, and I feel like everybody I'm going to name is going to be old.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Like Dame Judi Dench.
Katharine
Yeah.
Hepburn.
I'm trying to think of something I've seen recently.
All right, how
Yeah,
about this?
I didn't
How
mean to
about
put you
this?
on the spot.
The chick that played the love interest in Deadpool.
Yes, absolutely. She's hot as hell.
Who was that?
That's she was also in Serenity or Firefly.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's up
Yeah.
there.
Well, I
Oh,
like cute
she's got
girls,
the
too.
short
Yeah.
black hair.
You know, you saw Firefly, right?
And
But
she's
she
in
was
Firefly.
like the lead in like V or something, wasn't
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
the main bad girl lady.
So yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to find out her name because we need to know it. Because
Yeah.
people are be like, how do you not know her name?
Good on you, Thick. This
Yeah,
is for
yeah.
the podcast.
Right. We're
Meanwhile-
professional.
What a big deal. And by the way, while he's looking, we want to, when it comes down to like in the comments, tell us if you have a good topic. You know, something.
Are there comments? This is a podcast.
We're
There's
looking
gonna be a video,
in
too.
YouTube for Christ's sake. This is going to be a YouTube video as well.
You're confusing
no,
all the podcast people. They're gonna be spending weeks looking. Where do I
Oh
write
God, you're
this?
crazy. So
Okay.
anyway, we're going to be looking for topics in the
I
comments.
found her name. I found her name.
What is it?
Her name's Morena Baccarin.
That's it.
Raina
Yeah.
Baccarin.
Okay.
Well, I'd like
Smoking.
to back her in.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, so we
What you watching?
Duralius, what you
Duralius?
watching?
What you watching, baby?
No, the lady and I, we really enjoyed Mr. Robot.
Yes.
Quite a lot. Like, talk about bold.
It seems like today, because mine is kind of a mind fuck, the show that I'm watching now, which I just started watching. But Mr. Robot gives you that, and so does like the TV show that you like to watch that I watch too. Neebs.
New Girl?
No, not New Girl. The one.
The Wiggles?
Fuller House?
No, the Fuller House. That's it. No, the Spader Show.
Blacklist?
Black balls.
Blacklist.
Blacklist gives you those. Oh, what the? No, it's cheesy.
Yeah, I tell you what though.
Oh, boy, here
They
we
gotta
go.
tighten up.
But, oh, really?
Tighten
Just
up.
let go
I
of
haven't
it.
seen
Get
the
rid of
last
that
season.
freaking baby.
What? Is it a baby?
Kill the
There's a
baby.
baby in the story.
Oh
Get
God,
it out of there.
that's ridiculous. That is
go.
no show for a baby.
No, yeah. James
baby
Spader and
talks.
a baby should never be on
neglect
screen
the
together.
baby like Nintendo would.
But I am watching Westworld, and I watched like 1.5 episodes.
So that's the one where they're kind of in a video game.
They are. It's great.
Okay.
It's a virtual.
That sounds
it's a-
interesting
yeah,
to me.
it's very
Okay.
interesting.
All
It's
right,
a
I'll check it out.
virtual Western world, isn't it?
Is that on
Virtual
where they
Western
can do
world.
whatever they want in there.
People pay high dollar to get in there, and then there's just characters and weird shit going on, and stuff's breaking down. That's all I'll say.
Comedy,
Ooh.
drama.
Oh, yeah, total
That's
drama.
hilarious.
Drama.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I was
hysterical.
like, it
No, no,
sounds
no,
like it could be a comedy.
It's a musical.
I had a couple of stories here that I thought were fun, and
Okay.
I would call this segment maybe "Amazing Stories," but that's a big sell.
Yeah, that I wouldn't
Yeah.
go there.
That's like, we really got to
Call it
deliver.
decent stories.
Yes,
Stories
that's
and
good.
more.
Decent stories is good.
Decent stories. I've named something besides children.
So, okay, this story I thought was great. The Ryder Cup.
Oh, I
Any of
saw
you guys
this
give a
story.
shit
Yeah.
about golf?
Nope.
Sure.
What about
Yeah.
it? What?
Okay, so
I
the
do.
Ryder Cup is every 2 years. It's an American-European thing. So, you got U.S. versus different countries. And Rory McCrory, I think his name is.
Rory McIlroy.
Yes, Rory McIlroy. Whatever.
Rory McCrory.
I don't fucking know this guy. I
Like a
I
comic
do
book
like
character.
golf.
Young dude.
Yeah, young dude.
Like if your parents rhymed your name like that.
Rory McCrory.
Yeah, slap him.
Jana
Okay.
Banana.
McElroy.
So Rory McIlroy, he missed a putt. Okay, he was on the 8th green. He missed like a 12-foot putt downhill, whatever it was, and they were walking away. And he's a pretty big golfer. And some guy in the stands gave him shit and was heckling him. So one of these two guys, either McIlroy or Sullivan, his partner, offered him $100 to come out there and take the putt himself. So the guy came out and lined it up. The whole
I
crowd's
watched
there.
it.
They're all
It's-
fucking.
it's
and
not a
I could
close putt.
I could show you guys. It's not a close putt, and maybe we can put it up in the corner and fuzz it out.
Okay.
But he just fucking hits the 12-footer, and everyone fucking goes
I
crazy.
do want to see
pretty
this.
good.
I
It's
do
pretty
want to
great.
see it.
All right.
He must be quite a bit taller than McElroy because that
Yeah.
it looks like he's using the children's putter.
He even said that
And
too.
Boom.
He's like, yeah.
The best day of
Right.
his life.
That guy
That
is
is
like,
so fucking cool.
man, he is at least 6 beers deep.
You know it.
Like, he's just like,
This guy's named David Johnson, and he was from North Dakota. And as soon as they challenged him, he was just like, bam, yeah, let's do it.
I mean, of course.
So, well, no, I would be like, no, sorry. I apologize for speaking.
Oh, really?
Me?
Yeah.
If I gave somebody shit and they asked me to do that,
I don't
yeah.
think you would.
I
I've
don't
seen
think you
you
would
do
either.
much more embarrassing
Yeah,
stuff.
you would
than-
definitely be out there and own it.
I had a small stint in professional sports in the Arena Football League, and they tell you fans are going to talk shit to you, block them out completely.
But that's football. This is fucking golf.
I know, but in any situation where you
Yeah.
talk about hecklers,
When you're a golfer, that's different than a football team because you're an individual.
Well, listen.
You're not representing a whole team.
no, but there
and
are
the
plenty of
energy with a
times.
football game
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like, rawr, and golf is like, dook, you know? It's
Yeah.
like
Here's
very
the thing.
different.
But you know that this heckle didn't happen during the putt because that would never be accepted. It would be afterwards.
Yeah.
And this heckle might have been, damn it, McElroy, you should have made that putt.
I just lost
And
$100.
that would have been it. Yeah. and that's a heckle, technically.
I really wish
and
I
there's
knew
nothing wrong with saying that.
how that went through.
way to go, Rory McCrory.
So anyway, thanks for listening, guys. We love you, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And download this because it's longer and even so much better than
Oh,
what
man,
you just
you're
Long
listened
and
to.
hard.
You're going to miss some gems.
Oh
if you-
my goodness.
And we'll be back next time with episode 5, or was it 1 again?
Episode 1 again.
1 again.